Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Halftime Oranges podcast with myself and my co-host, Mr. Jayant. What's good, broski?
I'm all good. How are you, pal?
I've been all right. Just want to give a quick shout out.
Nice.
Happy Eid Mubarak to everyone celebrating. Hope you had a great day yesterday, or whenever this podcast comes out. Could be a couple of days ago, but I know everyone who was fasting had it tough, had it hard, but maybe found it easy depending on how you went about it. But I know for a fact everyone should have enjoyed a great day of festivities. So today's theme we'll be talking about what we believe should be the Premier League's team of the season. But before we get to that, as always, we like to have a quick recap of the week's game. So let's start with what happened on Monday. Monday's game confirmed the three teams that have been relegated now. And that would be the likes of Sheffield United, as we knew was relegated a while back, West Brom relegated last week, and recently on Monday, Fulham
Gone.
They kind of went out with a whimper against Burnley. I watched the game, didn't really show much for it. I think Burnley deserved to win, and that's the relegation battle over. Quite early, actually. Really quite early in the season that the teams have been decided. What did you think about it? Do you think that was those are the three? Did you think those are the three teams at the beginning of the season were going to go down?
No, I thought it would be in no order. Fulham, West Brom, and Burnley. Actually,
Burnley. There's a thing. A lot of people talked about Sheffield United going up because of second season syndrome, and wow,
yeah,
it's not really a myth now, isn't it? It's kind of been proven that there are teams that do suffer from it, and Sheffield United are a prime example of that.
I think what we're just seeing a lot of is teams that come up go down within 2 seasons. Like what Norwich have come and gone, Fulham have come and gone twice. The only ones that haven't are Villa, Leeds, and Wolves, right?
Yeah, they've stayed up. They've done well, especially with recruitment and managers as well. You had Nuno, he came in, and he's done a remarkable job in recruitment of players.
Definitely.
Look on Tuesday's games. United at home to Leicester. Now, I want your opinion on this. I think it was Trevor Sinclair who came out and said that what Ollie did is almost a crime, that United should be deducted 6 points for essentially fielding a B team. Now, you have to take into account that United had just played on the weekend. They were had to play Tuesday against Leicester and Liverpool on Thursday. Liverpool, what is it? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday had to play Leicester, and on Thursday they had to play Liverpool.
Yeah.
Do you blame Ole for doing what he did on Tuesday? Although they did lose the game,
not.
They lost the game 2-1. Should he have fielded out a strong team?
Well, look, I'm not going to be one to complain about fixture congestion, all that. However, if he felt like he had to rotate, which is completely normal, it's almost the end of the season, the Euro's coming up, they're in the cup final, they don't want to risk injuries, I would rotate as well. They should absolutely not be deducted points or have any punishment at all. Yeah, I think most people, or every normal, sane person, would agree that he had to rotate. And it's not like he had, a bunch of dossers in there, He had the likes of De Gea, Greenwood, Mata, Matic, Van der Beek.
Experienced players.
Some of them, yeah. It was, 3 young players. Brandon Williams started at right back, I think. He's not exactly inexperienced. Then I think it was just the wingers. It was Diallo and Elanga. Diallo came in for a hefty fee for his age and all, so that's fine. And then the other one, Elanga, it was just one youth player. So I think he was well in his right. I don't think he did anything wrong, and they almost got a result out of it. It's not like they got smashed.
Greenwood again doing what he does on the right. Phenomenal young player. The other game on that day was the South Coast Derby. My local team, Palace, couldn't get the job done. I just want to talk about Palace real quick, and it's I don't know if I mentioned in the last podcast, but ever since Palace have been promoted in the Premier League in the 2013-14 season, they have stagnated and have yet to reach the top half of the table. They've gone through quite a few managers: Tony Pulis, Sam Allardyce, Frank de Boer, to name a few. Roy Hodgson's been in charge for 3 seasons, I think.
When he came in 2017,
I want to say it's 2017, so maybe 4
years then.
4 seasons he's been in charge, and I think he's been a good servant to the club. I think
Yeah,
he's kept them in the league. He's got the best out of a few players. Right now, he's getting the best out of Benteke, who we all thought was dead and
absolutely.
gone. So, but I think now Palace need to move forward from Roy Hodgson. Now they need a new project, a new manager to take them forward because they have to start getting higher in the league, fighting relegation, finishing 16th, 14th.
They're a nothing club at the moment.
Yeah, right, exactly. They need to start progressing. They're talking about expanding the Selhurst Park, making it around 40,000. I think that's Steve Clark wants
Really?
to do. I think that's what he wants to do. So if that's the case, then you're gonna have to go forward with something new. You need to recruit money, especially with the pandemic that's gone on. It's been a bit difficult. So you're gonna have to move forward. I don't know if they're gonna be able to hold on to Zaha, who's been phenomenal for them. I think he's one of the main reasons they've stayed up
They
as long
will.
as they have. So they need to find someone who's gonna push them now. And I really hope they find someone soon.
I don't
Look,
think it's just the manager. I think they need to find a good sporting director or some sort of
yeah, I think so
recruitment
too.
team
Yeah,
because their recruitment's been awful.
yeah.
Like their squad is one of the oldest in the league. Like they signed what? How old is he now? Gary Cahill?
He's been good for them though. To be fair, he's
Yeah,
been
he
very well
has.
for them.
But this is a team that's been on the edge of relegation for the last 5 years or whatever it is,
Yeah,
and they're
they need something
progressing.
fresh.
Yeah, not at all. They need to be signing younger
I think
players with
they
more
have
upside.
started with the signing of Eze, who was at QPR,
Yeah,
and
that's a very good
I
signing.
watched him in the Championship. I think he was a great player, and I think that was a great
Absolutely.
coup for Palace to get him. And he showed last on the weekend those 2 goals scored. I think 2 goals, or he got a goal. He assisted Benteke,
Mm,
showing what he can do. They need more players like that. They need
exactly.
more talent like that, and I'm sure they can push further. Um, Wednesday's game, Chelsea Arsenal. Did you expect that?
I did not.
Do
Um,
you, and do you think we deserved it?
uh, I think Havertz should be scoring that one at the beginning,
Ah,
first of
what a
all.
miss, man.
I
Is it a confidence thing with him? Because he's obviously started at Chelsea very poorly. He had a small, what's the word, improvement, so to speak, under Tuchel, where he's starting to play better, and all of a sudden it's looked like he's gone back to that dark place again.
maybe it is. I just think I don't know. He I just think he's gone for the wrong technique. Like he hasn't tried to dink it, he hasn't tried to place it.
Yeah,
He's fully,
try to get top bins from that range,
yeah,
really.
he's gone with a lot of power when
Mhm.
that was completely the wrong thing to do. It was just poor decision making, I think.
Do you think because Tuchel's come out and he said himself that he chose the wrong team? But
Mm.
as a Chelsea fan, any Chelsea fans watching that, do you blame Tuchel with what's coming up on the weekend, the FA Cup final? Because you
Yeah,
remember, nothing's guaranteed. They may not win the Champions League final. So top four, they want Champions League football next season. They still need to finish top
exactly.
four. And that loss was quite big for them, especially since the following day, Liverpool went on to beat United 4-2.
Yeah, yeah. I think he probably did choose the wrong team. Um,
They didn't go with the striker, remember? It was almost like a false nine again with Havertz up front.
well, he is using Havertz as a striker, so I don't see that as an issue. I think he chose the wrong back line. I think we're seeing a bit of an issue when you have Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta in there both at the same time.
Really? Why is
Because
that?
what we've seen when Thiago Silva's been better is
In a
when
four.
Azpilicueta's playing as the right wing back.
Okay.
Um, and I think his midfield was a poor choice as well. There's absolutely no mobility in there with Jorginho and
Jorginho, yeah.
Gilmore.
And he was the main reason for us scoring that goal.
Yeah,
Who do you blame for that? Is that Jorginho's or Kepa's fault?
Jorginho's.
I think so
I
too.
think. Yeah,
A lot of Chelsea fans getting on Kepa's case. I don't think he's at fault for that. Because if you look at the way Jorginho passed it, if he looks up first, sees where Kepa is, and still
yeah,
passes it towards the goal. Another fault is that I think it would have been a foul because if you noticed, it was a pass and Kepa took the ball off the line with his hands.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That would I
It
think
would
that
have
would have
been a what's it called, indirect.
Indirect free kick or 4 yards away from goal.
If that, like a yard.
The yard, exactly. That's unheard of, honestly, but that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
One thing also I want to talk about that game. Arteta did something which I don't think he's done once this season. That is adapt to his opponent. He played 3 at the back because he knows that's what Tuchel likes to do. And he thought, you know what? I'm going to prove to everyone that I'm not inept with my tactics. I can change it up and I can do something about it. He went 3 at the back and he went with 2 attacking midfielders on either side of Aubameyang, which is quite new. Again, something out of the ordinary, but it worked. Defensively, I think we were superb. They were battering us, peppering us, knocking on that door, but we held them out. Gabriel had a superb game. Leno, phenomenal. Is this proof that, obviously Arteta is going to say, but is this proof that he can do it, given the tools and given the backing that he's talking about over the summer transfer window?
No, I don't think so.
Or do you think it's a one-off game, just a fluke win, if not?
I wouldn't say it's a fluke. I think he made the smart decision this game, but I think as a fan or higher up, you want to see more of this, because if you look at his lineup, he's literally just played the players who are in the best form, i.e. Saka, Smith Rowe, all those guys. And he's taken players also out of form, i.e. Pepe, Willian, Lacazette. Was he coming back from an injury or something?
Yeah. But you saw, I don't know if you saw also, but the right side of our game with Odegaard, Saka, and Rob Holding, poor. Very poor. That whole right side was exposed.
Yeah.
Just can't, for whatever. I don't know why he chose to play Saka right wing back. Again,
he had no other choice, to be honest.
No, I would have personally. I would play Cedric there. I know you don't want to play.
Again, he's not good.
Well, he's right. No, I think Cedric is a decent player. I think he's been overlooked heavily. Okay, Callum Chambers has been playing well. I think only because his crossing has been superb. Bellerin will be leaving in the summer. Finally,
has to go.
Finally, is leaving the club. He's been here for too long. Overstayed. Maybe 20, 25 million. I happily take that. PSG apparently want him. They want to right back.
Poor signing.
We were talking about the PSG needing a fullback, and it looks like PSG might nab him up. But yeah, we'll see what happens over the summer of the transfer window. Following game, your team. I think it's safe to say that we are going to finish above Villa. I think that's dead and gone now. I think I've won by that bet there.
6 points tonight.
Dull game. What do you think of that Villa performance? Personally, before you start, I want to say I think Ollie Watkins has a lot of shit to take to
100%,
because it's clear they missed him, and he's let his team down badly.
Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Keenan Davis. Everyone who listens to me rant about Villa knows that. However, I think he did all right in this game. I think Barkley has to go. He cannot play another game in a Villa shirt. He's been awful since his injury. He's been genuinely atrocious. Every single pass into Davis was wayward. He kept running into trouble when he was trying to dribble. Just nothing came off for him. Nothing was working. And I don't know, maybe he's shot of confidence, or I don't know. But he's been awful. Jacob Ramsey should be starting. And again, Ollie Watkins, it shows how important he is from his running off the ball and his intensity in pressing as well. And it shows a lot that Villa need another winger in the summer, at least one, because El Ghazi has been average at best, and Traore is the most inconsistent player ever.
Pulls it off when he wants. Never forget that goal the weekend against United. Great goal. The other game on that night, United Liverpool. I watched the game. Oof. United had a great start. Rashford with the goal that was deflected, but then it all just went up. It just all fell apart. Liverpool came out of their shell and really hit them hard. 3-1 night before 3-2 and then 4-2. Salah's 90th minute goal. Does Ole need to take a lot of heat, because United fans are really getting on him now? Does he need to win the Europa League final? And if he doesn't, should he be out of the job?
Absolutely not. I think I see no reason to sack him, especially because there's a lack of quality on the market.
In terms of managers.
Yeah, like they sack Ole, who are they going to get? Everyone's in a job. The only decent manager out there is Allegri, but that's not the style they want to play. In that second half, especially, they created nothing, and it's difficult to say why. I think Ollie really needs, or United really need a right winger because for whatever reason, Rashford cannot play on that right hand side. And when he does, that means Pogba's on that left, and it's just there's no balance to it. He's not that good out there. And if Ole can get in a great DM, someone like Zakaria from Gladbach, and partner Pogba next to him, that'd be perfect. Or even if Pogba goes, have a midfield three of someone like Zakaria, Van der Beek, and Bruno.
Would you also say maybe United just took the foot off the pedal because they have nothing to play for in the Premier League?
Yeah, that's understandable.
They have finished top four. Doesn't matter what happened, they are going to finish in top four. So, do you think their minds are solely on the Europa League final now?
Possibly.
And if that's the case, then why did he go full strength against Liverpool?
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to keep up momentum.
Is it a pride thing? Is United?
I don't think it's pride. I think it's just going into a cup final. You want that momentum, right? And obviously, it didn't help that Maguire was out.
It showed, didn't it? They missed him badly. They really missed him.
Just his communication and leadership. It did show.
He's picked up it significantly, I think.
Definitely. He's very underrated.
For sure. But yeah, that was the midweek game. So let's go on to the theme of this week, which is our Premier League.
Hold on, let's quickly talk about that DFB Cup final.
Oh yeah, of course. The Dortmund v Leipzig 4-1 on the night.
Yeah.
Haaland, an absolute monster. Sancho, a technician on the ball. What do you think?
Phenomenal. This is why I am the top three players in the world for the next decade will be Haaland, Mbappe, Sancho. Sancho is amazing. I hate that people just overlook him for whatever reason.
Did you watch Monday Night Football? Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher's team to take to England Euros. Neither of them mentioned Sancho. Neither of them.
Both stupid.
Yeah. Incredible.
Like, did one of them pick Greenwood? I think one of them did. Like,
they picked Greenwood, yeah.
What is the rationale behind that?
Purely Premier League bias.
Baffles me. It is. It's complete Premier League bias. He is genuinely world class at 21. He's got over 30 goals and assists 3 seasons in a row. He's insane. Honestly, I cannot give him a high enough
What's the future for him come summer? I personally, I don't want either Haaland or Sancho to leave Dortmund. I look at it and I look at Dortmund like it's like an Arsenal club right now. Not top of the league, but they're a good club, a solid club who can produce talent. For us, I would compare. Obviously, I'm not comparing them because I think Sancho is better, but for their Sancho, we have a Saka, for example, if that's making sense. And it would kill me to see Saka go to a Real Madrid or Barcelona right now. I want him to stay for a number of years and be a talent at Arsenal Football Club. So I look at Dortmund and I say, don't let Haaland go. Don't let Sancho go. Hold on to them as much as they can. Yes, they're worth together maybe 300 million. Maybe. They could amount to that. And you could get however many players or superstars out of that. But in this market, who's better than them right now? Like you just said, right now it's Haaland, Sancho, top 3. Hold on to them. What do you think about their situation?
Well, Haaland stays the summer's guaranteed.
Yeah,
that's happening. Sancho will leave. I'm almost 100% certain of that, and it's only really United in for him. But it looks like Dortmund are gonna accept a lower offer of around, they're saying £80 million.
Really?
which I think is an absolute steal. But he would be on other teams' markets if they had the funds. I think he's good enough to play for almost any team. Like Real Madrid, you could use him as well. He's been linked to PSG. That might happen if
that would be
Mbappe
an insane
goes.
front line. Mbappe at the front, Neymar left, Sancho on the right. Insane.
But it looks like he's going to United. I mean, I can't blame him. He clearly wants to go to England, and United look like they've got a decent project going on with a couple of young players coming through. And yeah, I think it pretty much suits all parties as long as the fee isn't too low. The issue with Mbappe is he'll be priced out of a move this summer. Dortmund are going to want, I think they've quoted like 140 million for him. No one's going to pay that. But next season, his release clause comes in, and unless he agrees another contract, he will go next summer, and everyone will fight for him, and it will be a case, I imagine, of not there being not a bidding war because of the release clause and how much money Mino Raiola will want from that, because he apparently wants 20 million for it with the move, and he wants Haaland on over 400k a week, which is insane.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna get him for that much, but
that's agents. Yeah. He's the killer agent in this day and age. So
much.
He's almost every club manager hates him. But he's good at what he does. He does the best for his clients, and he gets the job done. To be fair, credit to him. The final itself, 4-1. What was Leipzig's problem that night?
Well, it looks like they just couldn't attack, but they attacked quite a lot. The issue was they just couldn't finish. Every time they shot, it was wayward, it was weak, nothing to it. Even when Berkey made the oddest stake, they couldn't capitalize on it. Like, look at, they had 22 shots to Dortmund's 10, 4 on target to Dortmund's 5. It says it all. They had 60% possession with pass accuracy 84%, and they just couldn't create anything. And again, it doesn't help that their strikers are just bad, to be honest.
That worried Bayern Munich fans?
A little bit, because he has, Nagelsmann that is, he's struggled against a lot of big sides. He's struggled against Dortmund here. He struggled against Liverpool in the Champions League.
Yep.
And for me personally, I hate how he sticks to this 3 at the back. It just really annoys me. I hate the formation. I just don't think it works. And I feel like against quality opposition, it's so easy to get around. But it looks like that's the style he's going to employ at Bayern. So I'm hoping maybe with the superior talent pool, it'll be a lot easier for him, but I suppose we'll see.
We'll see indeed. Okay, so the theme of this week's episode, which is the Premier League's team of the season. So what I've decided to do is I got the list of positions, a list of players per position. We're going to talk about them roughly, and then we're going to give each to our own Premier League team of the season. Let's go with the keeper first. I got 5 keepers for you. Edison, well, City's won the league. Whoever's won the league is always going to be in contention. Kasper Schmeichel for Leicester had a decent season, FA Cup final with his team, battling for top 4. Edouard Mendy, tough start to the Premier League, but he's found his feet. Nick Pope, I think England's best keeper. And finally, Emi Martinez. He's had the most clean sheets in the Premier League, and I'm still an Emi guy. I still love the guy.
Well, I think you know what I'm going to say.
I don't know, and I can't argue with it. I think Martinez has had a phenomenal season. He's kept the most number of clean sheets.
He's kept the most clean sheets in a season for Villa ever.
Yeah, that's a record in itself right there.
Yeah.
And I've always known he's a great keeper ever since his last season at Arsenal. Even in the Europa League games, he showed up how good he is, and he was only given a chance purely because Leonard got injured, and we saw what he could do. I don't know,
and it just shows that, like, as you can see from the article I wrote, which will be in the description below, he has a post-shot expected goals minus goals conceded of +8, right? Which means he's saved 8 more than expected. Do you know how much that equates to in points? That's insane.
That's a lot of points.
Normally, plus 0.5 is roughly the expected. That's average would be a 0, and Emi Martinez has got +8. That is insane.
That is brilliant.
It's just phenomenal.
And what hurts more is that there's been hard rumors that Leno could be leaving this summer. And you look at it, there's been hard rumors. That's why we've been linked to players, keepers such as Onana. We've been linked to the Brentford's keeper. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And you look at that and you're thinking, wow, what a miss we had. Because we could have kept Martinez then. In fact, we should have kept on to him if Leno couldn't be leaving this summer. I take Onana personally if it comes to that. Okay. We're sticking with Martinez then? That's our answer.
Has to be.
I agree. Before we continue, formation, what are we agreeing on? 4-3-3? It doesn't necessarily have to be left wing, striker, right wing. It could literally be 3 strikers. It's just forward.
Yeah, go for it. 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, something like that.
Yeah. Let's go right back. These are the ones I've got for you. Matt Targett, Reece James, Kyle Walker, and Vladimir Kufal. Now, obviously, Kyle Walker, Premier League champion right now. Matt Targett, I think he's been quite good at Villa.
Matty Cash?
Did I say Matt Targett? Yeah, Matty Cash. Sorry, Matt Targett's left back. Yeah, Matty Cash. Sorry, same name, same first name. Matty Cash. Reece James, who I think he's been explosive under Tuchel. You saw against Arsenal, he was up, down. He tried to create a lot. I think he's going to be a great defender for them. And Vladimir Kufal, who you look at West Ham now, and he's one of the main reasons Mikel Antonio has been getting goals. He's been whipping balls in. Mikel Antonio's been in the end of it.
This has been good.
Yeah. Who do you think? What are you thinking there?
See, I'm gonna.
Or have you got another player? Yeah,
I've got another player.
Let me think.
And maybe you put him in a different position. Hey,
Trent.
I've gone for Cancelo.
See, he was going to be my left back options because this season he's been mostly at left back, hasn't he?
He's played half and half roughly, but I've gone for another player at left back. And I think he's been phenomenal at right back. So I've gone for Cancelo.
Gone for Cancelo. Me personally, I'll go for Kufal. I think he deserves it. I think he's been. If I can get his stats up for you, I can get it on here. Who are you going for? And
Cancelo.
You're going for Cancelo. So let me put on Kufal here. And I'm going to tell you exactly how they fare with each other. Cancelo. Okay, so goals, Cancelo has 1 to Kufal's none. Assists, Kufal has 6 to Cancelo's 3. Clean sheets now. Here's what convincing. West Ham have 8. For a team that's 5th and have kept 8 clean sheets to Cancelo's 13. I think that's mostly to do with the central defenders and the keeper personally. Because Fabianski for me isn't one of the best. Not really. I know personally how good he is. He's not great.
Yeah.
Discipline-wise, Vladimir Kufal has much better. 3 yellows to his 4. If you want to focus on defending, blocks, Kufal wins. Interceptions, more interceptions for Kufal. More tackles for Kufal. More clearances, more headed clearances, more aerial battles won.
I get your point. However, I do feel
very good.
Joao Cancelo.
But again, this is where the contrast appears. Because if you look attacking wise, again, as I mentioned, Cancelo has a goal compared to Kufal's none. Goals per match, 0.04. He has more shots on target. He has a better shooting accuracy and a better shooting success.
Is that Cancelo?
Yes, this is what Cancelo I'm mentioning here.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it both ways. Defensively, Kufal is much better.
Yeah.
But going forward, Cancelo has shown that he peaks it. He nicks
Definitely.
it.
Look, yeah, okay, we'll go for Tufal then.
I'll go for Kufal, yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's look at the other defenders. Let's look at centre backs. Okay, so we're going for a 4 at the back, as mentioned.
Yep.
This is what I'm going to say. Gabriel is going to be one. Ezri Konsa, Ben Mee, Ben Godfrey, Wesley Fofana, Johnny Evans, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Harry Maguire, Angel Ogbonna, Connor Cody.
There are a few of those that you can rule out. I think Konza and Ogbonna deserve a massive shout, but I don't think they get it. I've gone for Stones and Diaz.
Stones and Diaz.
Yes.
I think I fully agree with Diaz. I think you saw in the Champions League how much of a warrior, gladiator, literally putting his body on the line for his team.
I love it so much.
You want to see that in the defender always. I think he's been sublime for them. You've gone for John Stones. I had another defender. I actually will go for Harry Maguire.
Really?
I think he's had a horrid start to the season, but he's picked up heavily, and he's been significantly important to United. And you saw against Liverpool how good he is. He may miss out the Europa League final because he suffered ligament damage. They haven't told us how severe it is, but we know he's going to be out at least until the end of the Premier League season.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it out. Let's put it in there. Okay.
Because for me, I don't think Stones has really had a bad game. He's been a key component of that best defensive of the league.
Here are the overview stats. So goals, John Stones has 2 more, 4 to Maguire's 2. Discipline-wise, well, John Stones has been impeccable. No yellow cards, but 1 red card compared to Maguire's 11 yellow cards, no red cards. I think
he's got 11
yellow cards this season. Incredible.
Jesus.
So discipline-wise, not the best. If you look at defensively, Maguire really tops it, to be honest. Clean sheets equal. Goals conceded, okay, fine. John Stones has conceded 9 to Maguire's 36. Blocks, Harry Maguire. Interceptions, tackles, successful tackles, clearances, headed clearances, aerial battles won. This is all that Maguire wins at. So I'll put it this way. Who would England miss more, Stones or Maguire?
Oh,
that's what it comes down.
That's difficult.
That's what it comes down for me. So because of that, Maguire goes in for me.
All right, fine. I'll go with you.
Yeah,
fine.
There it is. That's it for me. So we're agreeing Diaz and Harry Maguire as centre backs.
Okay.
Left back now. Kieran Tierney, Matt Target, Lucas Digne, João Cancelo, and Luke Shaw.
Who have you gone for?
Now, I wanted to go for Kieran Tierney because
you can't though.
I think ability-wise, he's phenomenal. I think he's a superb left back, honestly.
Injury rabid.
Exactly. Injuries have paid dividends to his season. We missed him badly in the first leg against Villarreal. You see what he can do. He's not afraid to run at players. He's
phenomenal.
He loves it. He'll always put.
I said it a couple of seasons ago. Dortmund should sign him.
Yeah, but he loves to put balls in the box. He's great at crossing as well. Something Bellerin should learn off. But I think injuries has cost him what could have been an amazing season for him. Digne, I think, is a shout. I think he's one of the best left backs in the league. He's been consistently that good over however long he's been at Everton. I think he's been overlooked. I think over the last couple due to Andrew Robertson. I think he was always second best to the likes of Andrew Robertson over the last couple of seasons.
Definitely.
And that leaves João Cancelo and Luke Shaw. I think I would go for Luke Shaw.
I have also gone for Luke Shaw.
Yeah, I think he's had a
He's
great season.
created the most chances of any defender in the league. He's got 1 goal and 5 assists. And I just think he's been integral to United's play. He is solid defensively, and he's become a real attacking weapon on that overlap. That signing of Alex Telles has revitalized him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I think that competition really helped him because Alex Telles is a
Definitely.
great left back. Let's not forget.
Yeah, I thought he would be starting.
Yeah, during his Porto days, he was brilliant. A lot of people talked about him. When United nabbed him up, I thought, wow, their defense is looking really, really scary now. But
Yeah.
Luke Shaw stepped up. It helped him, and he's now, for me, the best left back in the league right now. So we're agreeing, Luke Shaw at left back.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to the midfield. Midfield 3. Now, it's a bigger list. Who have we got here?
Are you having one list for all 3?
Yeah, and we'll pick out a thing. Otherwise, we can go for ages for that.
Yeah.
So this is the list I've got. Emil Smith-Rowe, Bissouma, Mason Mount, Ademola Lookman from Fulham, Rafinha, Tillsman, NDD, James Maddison, Jota, De Bruyne, Phil Foden, Rodri, Gundogan, Bruno Fernandes, James Ward-Prowse, Ndombele, Højbjerg, Souček, Lingard, Rice, Neto, and Neves. Big list.
Yeah.
Now, before we go on to what we think it is, I want to give a huge shout out to Thomas Souček.
Yes.
He doesn't make it for me, but I think he's been one of the signings of the season.
100%. He's been phenomenal.
A classic DM who gets goals in midfield as well.
He's a classic Moyes player.
Yeah, a brilliant player. I think he was in the Premier League before West Ham.
He was on loan last season.
That was it, yeah. And this season he's really shined, and he's been an amazing player.
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
I want to give shout outs to Phil Foden and Mason Mount. Unfortunately, they don't get in, but they have both been phenomenal.
Phil Foden actually is in the forward line. He's not in the midfield because this season he's been in the forward line majority. But we'll come to it.
Okay, fine. I think Højbjerg was good early on, but has dropped off a lot.
He dropped off hard, yeah.
I think Ward-Prowse is incredibly overrated.
Really?
I think
do you think he's hyped because of his set pieces?
That's it. That's all he offers to the team.
Okay.
He does nothing else. His defensive work is poor. All his attacking attributes are purely from set pieces. He offers nothing else. All he does, people hype him up because he runs around a lot. That's it.
It's work rate. That's what you want in a player, work rate.
Yeah, but I also want some product as well.
If you can't perform well, the minimum fans ask of in a player is work rate.
I agree 100%. I agree, but I feel like because of his work rate, fans confuse that with he's a phenomenal player when he's just not. He's an average Premier League player.
Okay.
My midfield is Gundogan.
Yep.
I've gone this second position. I struggled with. I've gone for Kante.
Nah. Okay, you go into it. What was your third one?
I think it's obvious Bruno Fernandes.
Now, Kante, I would have agreed with had he been performing as he's been performing recently the whole season. It's only since Tuchel has taken over, the last few games has been phenomenal. He's reached what Kante was under the likes of Conte when they won the league. That was the Kante who was amazing. And at that time, for me, he was the best midfielder in the world. He's reached that form again. But I can't go for Kante because it's about longevity in that whole season.
That's fair enough.
So I agree with Gundogan. I agree with Bruno Fernandes. 18 goals for a midfielder.
It's phenomenal.
It's amazing. People talk about Fernandes, but one, you have to put them away. And he's been scoring great goals as well.
Can I just say, in that he's compared to Lampard a lot. There's been loads of stats flying around. And that Lampard season, when he got 20 goals or however many it was,
His reach
he
game.
scored more penalties than Bruno's got right now,
There you go then.
and
So
it says it all.
yeah, phenomenal. I am actually going to go with Kevin De Bruyne as a third choice. I think he's been phenomenal the whole season, and against PSG, second leg, I think he was voted man of the match in that game. You saw how good he is.
He's the best player in the
Playmaker.
league.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's definitely the best midfielder, maybe in the world right now. Why not? Wouldn't maybe Kimmich is actually, who knows? But
Yeah.
I think De Bruyne is definitely a huge shout. So for me, okay, let's put the stats up. Why not? We'll talk about.
Okay, so we're going on Gundogan and Bruno.
Yeah, we agree with that. We're going with De Bruyne,
Kante, and then if not Kante, I'm gonna say Mount.
Quick shout out for Emil Smith Rowe. I think he's been a huge star. And if you saw the game against Chelsea, he's very good on the ball. On the feet, it's like a magnet. And that's something we've missed hugely.
He's improved a lot.
For sure.
Since when he broke into the team, his improvement has been staggering. You just got to applaud him.
Do you think
I didn't think he was good enough about 4 seasons ago.
Do you think that's Arteta?
No.
It's just his ability, his own ability.
His ability, him going out on loan, him learning and having experiences. When he broke out into the first team for the first time, he was fine. He looked promising, but then I think after his second season and his loan, he looked like he stagnated a lot.
Do you remember his time at Leipzig? Compare that to now.
He wasn't good at Leipzig.
No.
Neither was he wasn't at Leipzig. What's his name? Reiss Nelson at Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim, yeah.
He was poor, but okay, Nelson I still think is poor, but Smith Rowe has improved a heck of a lot, and he has to stay in that team. He's a good player.
I think play for the future. Who knows? One day it could be team of the season. Looking at the stats between De Bruyne and Kante, so goals, De Bruyne, assists, of course, De Bruyne.
Of course, yeah.
Clean sheets, because Kante's more defensive play, has 9 to De Bruyne 7. And for this is what the games they've played. Discipline-wise, Kante with 7 yellows, 2 De Bruyne's 1. No red cards for either of them. We go with attacking. Obviously, De Bruyne wins everything. Yeah. He wins absolutely everything. Shooting accuracy, shooting success, shots on target, shots, goals per match. Defensively, I think is where it's a different game. And again, blocks, interceptions, tackles.
You know what? Let's do this. Tackles. Let's compare De Bruyne with Mount.
De Bruyne with Mount.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I think that's a much better comparison. There's 2 similar players.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, goals, Mount has more. 6 to De Bruyne's 5. Assists, De Bruyne almost doubles what Mount has. 11 to Mount's 5. Clean sheets, Mount has more. Mount has more. 9 to De Bruyne's 7. Discipline, only 2 yellow cards for Mount compared to De Bruyne's 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Attacking wise, goals per match, De Bruyne. Minutes per goal, De Bruyne. Shots, De Bruyne. Shots on target, Mount, but only by 1. 25 to De Bruyne's 24. Shooting accuracy, 48% to De Bruyne compared to Mason Mount's 47. Penalty scored, De Bruyne has 2. Shooting success, Mason Mount's 8 to Kevin De Bruyne's 6.
Just go for De Bruyne, yeah.
It'd have to be De Bruyne in that respect.
Yeah.
So we agree with Gundogan and
Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bruno.
Gundogan, De Bruyne. Gundogan, De Bruyne. Yes.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. Sorry, my mind went. I had a brain fart there. My mind just went blank there because you said Bruno. I was like, who's Bruno? What's going on here? It's Fernandes. Yeah. Okay. We're happy with that. Brilliant.
Done.
The front line now. This is where it gets more interesting. I have another list for you. Here we go.
How are you doing it? Wingers and
strikers? No. Remember, it's just forwards. It could be 3 strikers. It purely depends on what forward player has performed the best. So here's the forward.
Cool.
I got for you. Ollie Watkins, Jack Grealish, Wilfred Zaha, DCL, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Patrick Bamford, Vardy, Mohamed Salah, Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, Son, Phil Foden, Riyad Mahrez. Now,
Do you want me
Before,
to say mine or what?
just shout outs first. I would like to give players a shout who didn't make it, but they definitely deserve a shout.
All
So for
right.
me, I want to give a shout out to Vardy. I think he's been phenomenal again for Leicester at his age, still performing as well as he has. I
Yep.
want to give a shout out to Son. I think at the big,
Whoa.
yeah, he's not going for me. I think he's had a
All right.
phenomenal season. His partnership with Kane has been phenomenal,
Yep.
absolutely brilliant. And the other shout out I want to give to is to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He does miss out, but what a season
Yeah, I
he's had.
think he has to miss out.
I said at the beginning of the season, Everton were going to be dark horses, and it's because of like Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's got, I
Yeah,
think,
he's just dropped off though.
I think he's got what, 16 goals, 16 goals, and he has dropped off because around Christmas time he had 11 goals. So since
Yeah.
then he's only managed to get 5 in the back of the net, which is a big shame. But he definitely deserves to go to the Euros in England squad. But I think he's the kind of player for England. I'd say Kane will obviously start. I think Calvert-Lewin is the player you want to bring on. Is if England are winning, and you want to play like him to close it up as a striker, maybe score the odd one, but he's going to close people down. He's going to be a menace to defenders because of his height and his strength. Because he's been scoring most of his goals with headers, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, those are the players who will get a shout out. I'll start my front three. Harry Kane up front,
Okay. Agreed.
Mohamed Salah,
Okay.
and Riyad Mahrez.
I disagreed with both of those. I
Who do you
think
gone with?
Kane has to go in. He's
Yeah,
leading in goals and assists.
yeah.
Phenomenal.
hmm
I actually put Salah in one of my ones to miss out, but there's a shout.
Okay,
I put Son in instead of him.
I figured.
And then the other one I understand because of injury, but I've gone for Jack Grealish.
Okay.
I had to.
Okay, give your reasoning. Son, I completely understand. He's got 17 goals this season, 10 assists. That's brilliant. That's absolutely phenomenal. But I think under Mourinho, I think it's purely Mourinho's fault. I don't blame Son. If it wasn't for Mourinho, I think Son would have done so much better. I think Spurs would be fighting the top, would maybe even be in the top 4 because the plays they have, how they started the season. Remember, don't forget they beat United 6-1 at Old Trafford. That's how good they played. But then Mourinho's tactics started to kick in, and it just went downhill for them. So Son, I get. Why Grealish?
He has been out for 2 months, and he's still got more assists than the like of De Bruyne, Fernandes, all of them. He's been amazing. I think he's on 12 league assists, and he's got 7 or 8 goals.
No, he's got 10 assists. Bruno Fernandes has 11 assists.
He's only got 10.
He's only got 10 assists. I'm reading it here.
Either way, I still think he's phenomenal. He's got close to 20 goals and assists this season. He's been out for 2 months still. That's where it gets a bit tricky. But he's been key to Villa and key to Villa's surge up the table, especially early in the season. Everyone who watches him, everyone knows he's just phenomenal. Okay, I think he's been better than Mahrez has.
We agree with Kane. 21 goals, 13 assists. That's phenomenal stats.
Yeah.
And he's a player the likes of United need because he's going to win you the league. Yeah. I understand the signing of Edison Cavani, but that's not good. I'm sorry, I don't think that's going to win you the Premier League. I can't see Cavani being the main guy who's going to push them there. Kane is the guy. And he needs to now think about his career, Harry Kane, especially come summer, because he's not going to win a trophy at Spurs. I really can't see him winning it. And they're not going to finish top 4. They're not finishing top 4, so that's a season without Champions League. He's what, 27 now? I think it's 27 now.
Something like that.
Something like that. He's in his peak, he's in his prime. He doesn't have long left.
Yeah.
Which team, if he does leave, which I think he should, where's he going to go?
I don't know who pays for him.
Could you see him at City? Because they do need a striker.
Look, I think he'd be a good fit for City, but they won't buy him. The only team that will buy him is United, and they're not going to go for him this summer. He's way too expensive, and they have other priorities. He's staying at Spurs.
Yep.
and he'll stay there for he'll stay there for the rest of his career.
I've gone with Riyad Mahrez. I'm just trying to get this guy's stats up now because I think him as a player, he has been one of the players of the season.
He's been great.
I think
Let's
he's been.
Get it right.
You saw him. You saw him again against PSG. He scored two goals. His positional play, his skills, his pace. You've gone for who was the other than Jack Grealish? Actually, no. I'm just going to keep Riyad Mahrez up here. So I'm going for your stats here. 25 appearances, 9 goals, 4 assists. He's only started 25 games out of 38 that will happen. Attacking wise, 54 shots, 21 on target, shooting actually 53%, which is pretty good actually.
Yeah,
I think he's been key, one of the key players to City's success with his important goals. I think the goals he scored has been more important than needed, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's like against PSG, they were all important goals. That's what got them through. That's what got them the line. I just think he's been a great player. He's finally found the form that he was at Leicester. I think it took him a while. The last few seasons he's been at City, I think he's been overlooked. I think it was the guys like Sterling, Sane. These were the guys that were killing it for City. Now the likes of Sane is gone and Sterling's been injured. He's finally been given the chance to shine and he's taken it by the scruff of the neck, honestly. And I think that's one of the reasons I want him in the team. The other player I said was Salah. Now, it's people would disagree because Son has had a sublime season, especially with the number of assists he's had. But Salah is currently joint top goal scorer with Harry Kane at 21 goals.
Yes.
It's hard to overlook that, especially since we're talking about Bruno Fernandes being in it because of his goals. Salah has been again pinnacle to Liverpool's season because they've had an abundance of injuries. Van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Fabinho having to play a centre back. The recruitment in January was absolutely atrocious. Kabak and the other player from the Championship side, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
So he's had to do it. He's had to pull up. Mane has had a poor season. If you look at it, Firmino has had a dreadful season. Yeah. He's had a dreadful season. It was him. He's been the main guy at Liverpool. He is the reason Liverpool are still in the hunt for top 4.
Tell you what. I'll give you Salah if you give me Grealish.
I can't do that. I'll give you Son if you give me Salah. I'll put Son over Mahrez.
I feel like Grealish has been.
You can't put Grealish over Salah. That's not.
No. Grealish over Mahrez. I think he's been better.
But I wouldn't put Grealish over Son.
Would you not?
Nah, I think Son has had 17 goals, 10 assists. Those stats are better than Grealish.
Yeah, but
I think I'll put it this way. Had Grealish been given a full season, no injuries, I would have no issue putting him in the side. I think he's England's best attacking midfielder. I don't want to see him on the wide positions in the England squad. I think he'll be wasted there. He needs to be given the attack and role. I'd rather put Phil Foden out on the left and put Jack Grealish in the middle. I think that's fine with me. I still wouldn't want it, but fine. But no, I can't put Grealish in, not just yet.
All right, fine. Son, Salah.
I'll give Son, yeah.
All right.
So
that's because of the injuries.
That's the yeah. Again, I agree with that. It's purely because of the injuries, which has hampered his season significantly, I think. So that's our team in the season. We've gone for. Let's go through it again. Yep. In goal, we've agreed it was Emi Martinez. Mm-hmm. Right back, did we say it was right back again? We said it was
Kufal.
Kufal from West Ham. Defense, we've gone for Diaz and Harry Maguire. Left back, Luke Shaw. In the middle, Gundogan, De Bruyne, and Bruno Fernandes. And up front, Son, Salah, and Harry Kane. Few more things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to get your opinion.
Go for it.
Player of the season.
Okay. Bruno
Fernandes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think he's been integral to everything good about United.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's improved that team tenfold since he's come in. It's actually insane how much he's improved it. And not just his stats. His leadership qualities are insane. I think United just show more hunger and desire when he's in the team. He wants to fight for everything.
Okay.
If he didn't dive so much, it would be better. But give and take.
I've
Yeah,
gone
he's
for
phenomenal. He has to win it.
I've gone for something completely different. He's not a forward player. Who do you think I've gone for? He's not a forward player.
Diaz.
Yes, I've gone for Ruben Diaz, leader, powerful, strong, confident, and the best defender in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
I think bar none. I think he's been the best defender for £65 million. It was one of those where you live or die by the sword because Pep wanted him. I can't lie, I didn't know much about him, but I know everything about him now. And I think for me, he's been the player, the reason. I think you saw against PSG, he was the reason that they went through. The amount of blocks he made ball blocks and tackles, decisive blocks as well. He reminds me of prime John Terry.
He's a throwback defender.
Yeah. The way he plays,
I love it so much.
It's old school. It's an old school defender, which you love to see. Putting your body on the line for your team. You don't see that much with players. So you've gone for Bruno Fernandes. I've gone for Ruben Diaz. Who is your young player of the season?
Has to be Phil Foden, right?
Phil Foden. Okay.
Has to be.
So there's shouts. Mason Mount, Bukayo Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mason Greenwood.
No.
I
I think he will be a phenomenal player.
Reece James.
How old is he?
I think he's 20.
I forgot about him.
When people say young player, they say under 23, right?
It is under 23, yeah.
It's under 23. Reece James, I think he was 20. He's 21, yeah. So he's considered a young player.
Yeah. He is very good. He'll be quality.
But I think, Phil Foden. What a versatile player. He's been playing false nine. He's been playing out wide, in the middle. He's done everything Pep has asked him to do. And, he's getting goals as well from midfield, something that Arsenal need a lot of goals from midfield. Okay, Phil Foden, young player. Signing of the season.
Emi Martinez.
Oh, is that biased?
No, I think, as I said before, he's saved 8 more goals than expected. Without that, Villa could well be in a relegation fight. Because if you look at it, it's him and Matty Cash who have come in. Fine, they've been better. The defense has improved, but we're still conceding a lot of chances and a lot of good quality chances.
Okay.
He is, he's been phenomenal. He's been the best keeper in the league, one of the best in Europe. Yeah, phenomenal.
I got to counter that. Mine is Thomas Souček. I think because if you look back to last season, West Ham were fighting relegation also. You talked about fighting relegation.
Yeah.
West Ham were fighting relegation last year, as were Aston Villa. But now West Ham are fighting for the Champions League. And you have a player who's scoring from midfield. And remember, he's partnered Declan Rice. That partnership, Thomas Souček and Declan Rice, has been phenomenal. Almost, I'm not going to compare it, but it's almost like a Gilberto Silva Vieira. Declan Rice does the dirty work and allows Souček to go do what he needs to do, getting goals. Yeah. He's strong, powerful, a classic David Moyes player who's thriving in this league. And I think he's the reason West Ham are where they are. 5th. I think if they get the Champions League, well done. You deserve it. I'd rather them than Chelsea anyway.
Yeah.
For sure. But for me, it has to be Thomas Souček. Manager of the season. I'll give you a list and you tell me what you think. Pep Guardiola, Thomas Tuchel, David Moyes, Sean Dyche.
Okay.
Steve Bruce.
If David Moyes got top 4, I would say him. However, he hasn't. So I think it's got.
I'll give you this scenario. If Thomas Tuchel went on to finish top 4, win the FA Cup and Champions League, Does he become manager this season?
No, because he came in 2 months ago.
Really? Can't a manager get that? I remember not too long ago, Tony Pulis. He came into Palace and he saved them from relegation. And he was only there for half a season. And that was enough for him to win the Football Writers Manager of the season. That season it was Pellegrini because they won the league. But he got the Football Writers Manager of the season. Everyone agreed with that. They were happy with that. So you're looking at Tuchel right now. He's come in, maybe a third of the season left, I think. Third of the season left.
Yeah, third.
I'd say a third of the season left to play. And he's changed the style of football, the team, gotten the best out of players. And he's in the Champions League final. Again, we're going with the scenario that he's won the Champions League and the FA Cup and he's finished top 4.
The thing is, those cup tournaments, do we count those? Because are we basing it on the league or what?
I mentioned Tony Pulis. He didn't win the league. But if Tuchel had been given a full season, what's to say he wouldn't have won the Premier League?
I don't think he would have won it. He would have got a lot more out of this Chelsea squad. I think I'm sticking with Pep.
I'd stick with Pep too. I think
I also want to give a good shout out to Marcelo Bielsa
from Leeds. I would have put him in the list, but he's shown as good as his football has been, it's been inconsistent. He's been getting wins away to City, but he's been losing at home to I can't remember who it was now.
There's been loads.
Was it Villa? Was it Villa? I think he even lost at home to Villa, I think, at one point. I can't recall.
I can't remember.
So that's though his football has been inconsistent. He can't find the right balance in his team. I think that's evident. That's why I can't put him in just yet. Next season, given the funds, given the backing,
definitely. He doesn't win it, but I think he deserves a mention.
I think he'll be a killer next season because now he knows the Premier League, been in it for a full season. I personally would love him. I'll take him. I'll take him tomorrow at Arsenal. He'd shake it up. He'd shake everything
definitely
up. And he would bring. I think he'd bring glory back to Arsenal. He's the guy. And that's
watch if he gets good signings at Leeds.
For sure. I think they get Europe. I think next season they might even get Europe. Top 7. I think they'll be a top 7 side.
Possibly, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, another manager I forgot to mention, Carlo Ancelotti. Does he get a shout out for you? No. Don't you think he's on the verge of getting Europe? And no one expected him to get top 4, but I think to get Europe in itself for Everton, who's missed out for how long? He's got an amazing group of players.
The thing is, right? Yeah, he's attracted a lot of those players like James, like Doucouré, Allen, but they're 8th, and they've got the 7th best squad in the league. He's been fine. Progress has been made, but I don't think he's anywhere near that.
Okay. Just to wrap up the podcast now on your opinion, it's the playoffs. Playoffs are coming very soon.
Yes.
We've got Brentford versus Bournemouth and Barnsley versus oh man, who's the other team? Barnsley versus United. Get the table up now. I completely forgot who they're up against. Barnsley versus Swansea. That was it. Barnsley versus Swansea. Who's winning the semi-finals? Who's winning the final? What's the final you expect to see, basically?
I think the winner of the Brentford game wins the whole thing. I'm going to go Brentford. I love their style of play. They've got a good manager, a lot of good players, especially Tony and Weber. Yeah, I think they should do it.
Who are they playing in the final?
Swansea. It's tough though.
I'd love to see Brentford in the Premier League. I think they deserve it. They were close. They were close. Not too like last season. They were really close. Just missed out.
Definitely.
This season, I think it's the best bet. And I like their football. Ollie Watkins is a product of their club, and you've seen how good he is in the Premier League. So yeah, why not give them a shot? And I think I'd love to see them do well in the Premier League as well. I'm tired of the likes of Norwich City, Watford going up and down. Just
exactly.
No progress. Tired of seeing that. Give new, fresh teams into this league. Give them a chance. See what they can do. I mean, Wolves did it finally. Leeds have come in. They're doing it. They're stuck. Burnley have stuck. They haven't gone down in how long?
Exactly.
It's what you want to see. I'm tired of seeing teams coming up and just faltering, going down with ease. We're going out with a whimper, like Fulham have done. West Brom have done.
Definitely.
Barely put up a fight, and it's gone terribly wrong. Yeah, that's this week's podcast. A good team of the season we pulled out. A lot of people may disagree, but if you do have your own opinions about what players should go in, what players should come out, put it in the comments. Let us know. We love to interact with anyone who comments, anyone who has any opinions about what we say. Yeah. Any last words, Mr. Gian?
Just thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. Share with your family, friends, whoever you talk to about football. And we appreciate the support. And stay with us, and we're gonna bring out some new and improved content for you.
For sure. Might have a few guests coming up very soon. You never know. That was this week's episode. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.